Good morning. I'm Storm Tracker 8 meteorologist Jacqueline Waters here for another episode of Weather University. And we don't have that much to talk about, but we have to finish. I guess we haven't started. We have to talk about the end, all of June, what we saw, and also what we will see going into July. And I'll also talk a little bit about the tropics. And yeah, then if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be trying to watch out for comments, and I'll try to answer all questions you may have. But so far, it's the last day of June, and it has looked really busy on our 8-day because really we're in this time of year where we have that risk for isolated summer storms. So oftentimes this time of year, it looks very busy on our 8-day forecast, but in fact, it hasn't really been that wet. You could see, all last week, we pretty much had isolated storms each and every day. But at Richmond International Airport, where all these numbers are coming from, it looks like the wettest day in the month of June was actually yesterday, 1.37 inches of rain at the airport. And then many days were also dry. Some days we got less than a quarter of an inch. So really it hasn't been that wet so far this month. We're actually sitting below average. So we've seen 3.63 inches of rain. And usually by the end of the month, by June 30th, which is today, we see 4.48 inches. So that's about 1.37 inches below normal. Still running high for the year. It's been very wet so far. I believe it was a wet January, very wet May. It's been a wet start to the year, and we're more than halfway through the year also. But 26.24 inches of rain is what we've seen so far this year, which has us over at about 4.74 inches over what we usually see. So We've seen a lot of rain. We've also seen a lot of hot temperatures, especially this past week. If you remember, and I'm sure we all do, I definitely do, barely went outside. Sunday all the way through Wednesday, we had that heat wave. And when we say heat wave, it's really just a prolonged period of very hot weather. And we had Viper alerts also in effect. And we had heat warnings. So when we talk about heat warnings and heat advisories, it differs depending on where you are in the country, because a heat warning it might need to be a little bit lower for portions of the country that don't really get the heat often. But for our area, we get heat warnings when your heat index value is expected to be over 110 degrees for more than 3 hours. And then that heat advisory comes out when your heat index value is expected to get over 105 degrees for more than 3 hours. So that was what differentiates heat advisories from heat warnings. And today we don't have a heat warning in effect. And we are in for more seasonable temperatures. I don't even want to use the word cooler because it's still going to be seasonable. We'll see 90s for really most of the week, and I'll show you that on our 8-day. But all last week we ran above average. The one day there we didn't was Friday. And if you remember, those clouds really messed up the forecast. I know we were all forecasting temperatures above 78. We only saw 78 degrees at Richmond International Airport. And that's because a backdoor cold front pushed through, and really those clouds just kept us cool. So it's been very, very hot this year, but this month, it's been hot this year too, but this month we've been very hot. And other thing I wanted to note, no records were made, not only last year, but also so far this month. So I really thought we would break one Tuesday or Wednesday, but we did not break any records last week. So it's been hot, but it's been above average, but no record temps were broken. These are the low temperatures for June. So it looks like only 3 days were below average, and that's our temperatures we get usually overnight. Not always. Not always is our overnight. Well, we call it overnight. Not always is our low temperature overnight. Sometimes if you have a front moving through, it could happen in the afternoon hours, but usually they're overnight or they're in the early morning. And only the first 3 days this year were below average. And then the rest were seasonable. Only, 6 days this year. Oh my gosh, I keep saying year. 6 days this month. This month flew by too. I don't know why I'm thinking it's so long. Only 6 months, only 6 days this month. I'm going to get it right. We're seasonable. And then the rest were above average. So not only were our afternoons warm, our overnights were also warm this month. And today we're expecting those heat indices to range from 100 to 105. And in case you missed, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, I talked about what heat index value really is. It combines basically that humidity and also your temperature. So that's that feels like temperature. It's pretty much the equivalent of what we see in winter. We call it wind chill. So heat indices today ranging from 100 to 105. No heat warnings in effect because we're not expected to get close to 110. So at least better than last week, but still definitely warm. It's going to be in the low to mid 90s, really hot. Shouldn't even say warm. Tomorrow, pretty much the same. We'll have more scattered showers and storms, so we could see some cooler temperatures, especially for the afternoon hours. And then you see that drop off. We've been talking about it pretty much, the last several days. That cold front that pushes through tomorrow won't bring cold temperatures. It will bring cooler temperatures and less humidity, which I know a lot of us are looking forward to. We'll finally be in the double-digit heat indices, which we've been in the triple digits for quite some time. So something to look forward to for Wednesday. And also, we start July tomorrow. So I just wanted to show this. I was looking, I'm like, I can't believe we're halfway through the year. And the year flies by. 184 days until the end of the year. Not the end of the month. I keep mixing up month and year. 184 days until the end of the year. So not to speed things along, but something to keep in mind. If you haven't started your New Year's resolutions, do it soon because July 1st is tomorrow. So yeah, time's flying by when you have fun. So speaking of July, our average high for July 1st is usually 89. Our average low is the same, actually, 89 degrees. Average high at the end of the month, rather. Our average low starting off the month is 68, and our average low ending off the month is 69 degrees. So we start to see those cooler temperatures. Some days in June, our average highs were in the low 90s. So, still hot. It's July. It's going to be July in Central Virginia. So, it's going to be hot, but we'll start to see hopefully some cooler days ahead. And usually we get about 4.37 inches of rain for the month of July. And a lot of that also dependent on if we have a tropical system head our way, which right now, I will tell you, we're watching the tropics, which I'll show you coming up, but it doesn't look like we have any big rainmaker headed our way other than possibly tomorrow with some scattered showers and storms. For 4th of July, also Friday. So really, time's flying by and we're looking really nice for that 4th of July forecast. I know a lot of us probably trying to make some 4th of July plans. I'll be at home comforting my dogs because he is afraid of the fireworks. But if you are headed out to any parks, any parties, maybe just to go catch some fireworks, it will be a warm evening. Temperatures will be in the mid 80s really by 7 p.m., but partly cloudy skies, not looking at rain in the forecast, and really shouldn't be overcast. We'll just see some clouds around, making for partly cloudy skies. Really nice for fireworks, though. So sunset, 8:34 p.m. on July 4th, and temperatures by 9 p.m. will be near 80. And I thought I had that in twice. I don't. But I wanted to bring this up. So I was looking through some numbers earlier this morning, and anytime you see the asterisk, it means it happened more than 1 year. So this is the top 10 warmest Independence Day, July 4th on record in Richmond. And 100 degrees, it only happened once so far in 2002. And then every other year, you could see the asterisk on the end of the year, it happened more than once. So I just put the latest year. So 98 degrees in 2012 on July 4th, 97, 1983. I believe there was 2024. So just last year we were 95 degrees. And the year before that, 2023, we were 94 degrees. So I do think we probably will make it on this list of top 10 warmest July 4th on record. But it kind of, a lot of years are on this list because some of those years, it happened 3 or 4 times. I just didn't want to list all the years. So I think we'll make it on the top 10 warmest Independence Day on record, but it's not going to be super uncomfortable, which is something to keep in mind. It's not going to be triple digit heat indices, which I know we all want. Well, we don't want. Only if you're Maddie D. And speaking of the tropics, we are getting closer to the peak of hurricane season, which is September 10th specifically. But really in September, we see the most activity in the Atlantic, a little bit earlier in the Pacific because that hurricane season starts earlier. And we're getting closer to where we start to see more activity. The good news is we don't have really any major concerns we're watching right now, but there is an area of disturbance near Florida that has a low chance of developing over the next 7 days. So it's at that 20% chance. Nothing that should impact us. Of course, we'll continue to keep you updated because a lot of us may have plans and vacation plans down towards Florida. Something we're watching, but right now it does look like it will just bring a lot of moisture and rain for Florida. So if it does form, again, very low chance, 20%. But if it does form, it will be our C storm on our list of names. So we've already had our A and B storm. They were very short-lived tropical storms. And next on our list is Chantal. It's a little bit hard to say, but Chantal, a little bit hard to remember how to say, is next on our list. So we'll keep you updated. But right now, it's not looking like it will develop into a tropical system. But I mean, we're only at the end of June, so we'll keep you updated on the tropics. We'll keep you updated, of course, on the forecasts and everything else you need to know. But here's our 8-day forecast. So I know looking at this, I'm excited that there's no hundreds on the forecast. I mean, we'll be in the low to mid 90s today. Again, feeling like 100 to 105. And then that risk of isolated late day storms moving in once again. I will say it's looking really isolated, hit or miss showers and storms. So just keep a watchful eye to the sky, and especially if you're out in the pool, make sure you listen for thunder because you don't want to get struck by lightning, and the pool is the worst place to be. But really, many of us will not see those showers and storms tonight. Tomorrow, scattered showers and storms will move in, and that means we'll have more in the way of coverage and rainfall. So it looks like most of the morning hours will stay dry. We'll have some more clouds move in for the morning hours, and then high temperatures really dependent on when that rain starts. So I'm thinking we'll be in the low 90s, and showers and storms really start to move in after 1 p.m. and they'll continue all through Tuesday night into Wednesday. But then we will start to see some clearing skies by Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday will be cooler, as we mentioned, and also less humid. So mid 80s for Wednesday's high temperature, and then mostly sunny skies from Thursday all the way through your holiday weekend. Friday for 4th of July, we're looking nice. Hot, but nice. Low 90s in the forecast, even as we head into the weekend. So if you have any weekend 4th of July plans, we're looking great. Mostly sunny skies, and then partly sunny skies next Monday with temperatures in the low to mid 90s. So that was a pretty quick one. I don't see any questions here. So I guess hopefully you guys enjoyed that. And as always, thanks for joining another episode of Weather University.